Hello! In this video, we're going to talk about impulse. Impulse in physics is about a force that acts on an object times the time during which that force acts. Also, we can say that impulse equals the change of momentum of that object. Impulse is a vector quantity, and based on the definition, it is force times time. So it is newtons times seconds. I would like you to pause the video and think for a minute or two or three about the answers to these two situations. The first one is about that it is more enjoyable to jump into the pool with the water than without water. Why is that? The second one is that it is strongly recommended to bend your knees when you jump from a height than not to do that. And it's really important to bend your knees when we jump from the high surface to the floor, for example. So pause the video, take a moment, think about these questions, and then I'll comment. Okay, good. I hope you had a chance to think about the questions. So let's discuss the first one. It is more enjoyable about diving into the pool with water. And there are several concepts here that we can talk about. In week 2, we introduced force of friction. So one of the concepts that you might mention was fluid friction, because when the object is moving inside the liquid, there is a fluid friction present. Also, when the object is moving inside the water, you might talk about the forces that act on the object. So we need to think about what is different when we jumped into the pool with water than without water. One thing which is different is that when we jumped into the pool without water, we will hit the bottom of the pool very, very quickly. So force of gravity acts on the object, on everything, it acts on us. So because of that, we will, and if there is no water, we will reach the bottom of the pool very quickly. However, when we jumped into the pool with water, it takes longer to reach the bottom of the pool. The idea here is that the process of interaction, the time of process, or the duration of process of interaction actually has the effect on the force of impact. When we jumped into the pool without water, or similar to the second question, if we jumped from the height to a floor, and if we don't bend our knees, the process of interaction happens very quickly, which resulted in a huge force of impact. However, if there is water present, or we bend our knees, so the process of interaction actually takes longer, so which results in a less force of impact. The time or duration of the interactions matters. It's really important. So if we can make the process of interaction between two objects longer, then we will end up with less force of impact. A little bit of mathematics. So we talked about momentum in the last video, and we defined it as mass times velocity. But there is another way to think about momentum as force times time. So in any way, whether or not interaction happens quickly or takes longer, the change in momentum is the same. So this quantity, which is force times time, is equal. But if we can make the process of interaction longer, increase the time, then we will decrease the force of impact. This is actually a very important statement in physics, and we use or apply this principle a lot in our lives. We discussed a couple of examples in a previous slide, and I would like you to pause the video and think about other examples of the same principle in real life. Okay, I hope you did have a chance, so I will give you a hint. So, for example, when we talk about safety on the road, this principle is used a lot. You might think about airbags and think about other ideas as well. This is an example from an animal world. So this shrimp can strike so fast that as a result of that, it produces a huge force of impact. So animals use that principle too. And I would like you to pause the video and think about this question. It is related to what we just discussed, and it's a big part of many sports. Take care. Stay safe. Bye.